Much. I'm going to go slightly out of order this evening, if the board would indulge. And I want to have a motion for this evening's human resources agenda, our personnel items. Any items need to be separated? Okay, seeing none, may I have a motion? Motion by Mrs. Shaw, second by Mrs. Becker. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Cancro?
Yes.
Mrs. Chu?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
Mrs. Lax?
Yes.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mr. Seeler?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw?
Yes.
President Simmons?
Yes, motion carries. Last month, our longtime assistant superintendent, Dr. Ogden, retired. Just now, we have appointed our new assistant superintendent for academics, Dr. Joyce Bowley. Even though it's not official for the next 3.5 hours, if you would join us at the dais, that would be great. Next is the good of the cause, where members of the public are invited to express themselves on school-related matters of concern. Folks are reminded that this is a televised meeting, so please bring your particular student and staff issues to the appropriate administrator first. Anyone wish to address the board this evening? Okay, seeing no one, I will close the public portion. Why don't we take a 2-minute recess, if that's okay? All right, excellent. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to go back to the good of the cause. Go ahead. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hunter Zimbicki, 506 Riders Lane. Alrighty. Hi, my name is Hunter Zimbicki. I'm a student at East Brunswick High School. My class is 2019. I live within a 5-mile walk from Memorial School. I've always since I was born. I participate in the sport of track and field, and I've thrown javelin since my freshman year. I led in my freshman year and take great pride in my work ethic and my activities that make myself better. On February 15th today at 4:50 to 5:30 p.m., I attempted to practice isolated nearby the overgrown baseball field at Memorial School. I was not in anyone's way or within 300 feet of any person except when I was approached by a security guard. He asked I do not throw until 5:10 p.m. when after-school activities are over. I complied and practiced static form drills. After 10, I proceeded to throw, and then he came back outside of school and said his boss won't let me throw a javelin in the field. His boss, Thomas Vingara, said I was a liability, and that was the excuse why I could not throw. I find this extremely ironic based on the principles of East Brunswick, especially in the motto we serve to represent excellence in academics, athletics, and the arts. Even more ironic, and I quote, honoring heroes of the past, preparing heroes of the future, the motto of Principal Jones Memorial School. I'm a graduate of Memorial and a junior with my season approaching. I'm aspiring to hit Division I marks and fail to be allowed an opportunity to practice my sport because I'm a liability. When I asked the security guard, isn't the kids playing basketball at the time when we were talking liability? For to say one falls and breaks a leg, is that not a liability? And his answer was, I'm just following what my boss told me. I'm not the smartest kid in the world, but I'll be honest, I'm not blind. But the word prejudice would be suited perfectly. In a lack of better terms, I throw in a pointy stick since it's not a frisbee or a soccer ball or a football or a kickball or a baseball, and that's why I can't throw. In the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association, NJSIA, on September 20th, 1995, the executive committee voted to require the use of rubber-tipped javelin starting with the 1996 season. That's what I throw. So liability, that is the question, is an experienced javelin thrower that is throwing 900 grams javelin under safe conditions of rubber tip. I'm instructed by my coaches to go outside and practice, and surely that's all I want to do. I completely understand the outside concerns of a high school student throwing a javelin. Using Google Maps and the scale, the field is roughly 600 feet, and the world record for javelin is 327 feet. I'm aspiring to throw 170 feet. So I ask you, what is the rule that I cannot throw a javelin in the field of Memorial, and how is this indifferent to kids playing basketball, soccer, or any other sport in the same location? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimbicki. Please come to the podium.
Did you want to respond to him?
Well, we normally won't, but we've taken note, but we want you to go ahead and come up to the record. The assistant superintendent's taken some notes, so why don't you go ahead and come up? State your name and address for the record.
My name is Tim O'Neill, 15 Carter Road.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your name?
Tim O'Neill, 15 Carter Road.
Thank you.
I actually wanted to address something that was kind of connected to what the young man was just speaking about, which is the conditions of our baseball fields and basketball courts at all of our schools. My son attends Bauman Row, and I would love to use the basketball hoops there or the baseball field there to play with him or this Little League team, but basically they aren't maintained in a way that's useful. The water on the baseball field puddles to such an extent that for days after it stops raining, there's standing water there. One of the basketball hoops broke over a year ago, and it hasn't been replaced. We have wonderful facilities in most ways. The playground is fantastic. But I find it a little disturbing when I go to my son's school and they play kickball there in before care, after care, recess, and gym, and they do it on blacktop. Now, we're not an urban school. We have a baseball field right there, but it needs to be maintained in such a way that the students and the community can actually use the facility. And I wanted to mention one other thing that oddly enough connects in another way to what he was speaking about, which is security at our schools based on what happened yesterday. I just want to commend the board and the district and specifically the security guards that we have for what a wonderful job they do. I am a teacher and I've been in many districts and nobody has security like we have. Issues with the use of the facilities aside, I think that people in this community feel very comfortable, and not everybody feels that way in this country right now. So,
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. And to both of our speakers this evening, Mr. Figueroa has taken very detailed notes here, and we'll be following up on both of your issues, so I appreciate that. Anyone else wish to address the board this evening? Okay, seeing none, I will close the public portion, and we will take a 2-minute recess.